I think they could do it.
I think they were
game?
either top 5 or
Yeah,
top
we are.
6 after Copenhagen. But they're gonna have one event like that.
All right.
Top 5, like it just depends on the consistency of the other teams, though, right? Like,
MIB are currently 11th in the world. Do they go below 15th before they go in the top 10 again?
If they don't revert or if they don't rebound with Mayern, then they're going to be in trouble.
In 2020?
Just next, do you think they drop
think they
out of the
drop
top
out of the
15 before they go in the top 10?
well, this is all going to depend on where their points are from in earlier tournaments of the year, right? Because of the decay.
I'm thinking like if they do decently well here, right? They jump into top 10.
I think they will. I think they'll drop below the top 15.
So
I think they'll go in top 10 first.
I
top
think
15
top
is
10.
pretty hard to follow.
in terms of like rankings,
You say that, but
in terms of rankings, where do we put the EG rebrand?
oh,
I don't hate
Ooh.
the rebrands.
I don't hate it, but the old one was so like
iconic.
Yes.
iconic.
It's like
So
outside of
much-
the top 30 for me, to put it
so
that
much
way.
nostalgia.
I didn't even hate the NRG rebrand.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
That one wasn't great. But
Aggressive stuff from Furia, who would have thought?
all right. Well,
Furia got 2 actually
Wreck.
really good maps for themselves in this one.
Yeah, very pace-setty maps, I think. That could be something that we might be seeing.
Yeah, they typically pick Nuke, and
Yeah, I think Nuke
they
is just
got VP'd up.
I think it's just confusing to play versus Furia on Nuke. Unless like, it seemed like even when Furia were like taking names, the only teams they would struggle on struggle versus on Nuke was like NA teams, because they were the ones who had the most matching versus them. So they kind of figured out what all their shenanigans were. But EU teams were just constantly just thrown off.
Yeah. Do you guys miss the silence them for?
Yeah.
still use it.
I wish I still used
Yeah.
it, but I can't
I miss
force
it.
myself.
I do miss
The
it.
2015 Silence Them 4 was
It was pretty dope.
great.
I kind of liked it.
I loved it. It's just a laser
Yeah, it
beam
was
as
a
well,
laser.
man. It was just an absolute laser beam.
I feel like we shouldn't have complained about that one back then.
I didn't complain.
I think that was a mistake.
Back then I was too busy arguing with like people like JW and stuff about the jump bind for smokes. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
guess what?
Alright.
We all use it now anyway, don't we, dickheads? It lowers,
Tell us how you really feel.
It lowers.
There's another tweet.
It lowers the skill ceiling. Does it?
It kind of does.
Does it? Well,
If you mess up smokes, right? Like
it also
that's-
adds more variation to the game. It also makes the game less random. It allows for better strategies. I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Tell me this, Chad. Why is it that we can't have a professional economy system in CSGO that's different from matchmaking, but then at the same time, Valve allows us to play 128-6 servers at the major
not 64.
and not 64, so the smoke lineups are different. Even if someone at home wanted to like copy, which is what
couldn't.
they want. They want the people at home to
Yeah.
play the same exact game as the people in the major, but that's not the case.
Sean, I could potentially get an answer for you this at the next major if the Valve devs didn't continue to avoid me.
Is there a reason why
That's
that started
Chad
happening?
That's Chad Burchill.
CHADBUR.
No, the
Chill.
devs give zero. Like, this is the bit that bewilders me a little bit, right? Like, I watch every tournament of Counter-Strike in a year. Like, I watch Counter-Strike year round, right? That's all I do is watch. So I have a lot of time, and you're in the same boat, all of us in the same boat, is we have a lot of time to actually watch and digest what things mean. The players don't have the same thing, right? Because they have to actually just be playing to win. I was like, oh, this update comes in, how can we win? We're looking at the ramifications that has from, like, standing back and watching from a viewer perspective. But the devs give zero fucks about, they don't even give a fuck that we exist. Like, we're the people who talk about their game. You would think that they'd care a little bit enough to, like, oh, at a major, hey guys, how you going? Yeah, we're liking what you're doing. Oh, this is the new thing we have coming up. Can you talk more about this, or can you highlight this? We don't get any of that. We don't get any, like, we just do whatever we think is right.
I've actually had the luck of running into
Oh, see,
fucking
fucking Sean
so I
cares,
can't hop on that board.
I
but
mean,
Yeah.
I had that, well, I guess distinct glory.
I just wish we had a different like economy system than matchmaking. Like, I understand what they're trying to accomplish in matchmaking with the economy changes. I don't agree with them.
I'm not going to leave Chad out to dry on this one. I do feel like the approach from the dev has been kind of wild
the hands-off stuff makes sense when you talk to people like who know how Valve kind of operates. It's like, yeah, they like less is more for them, right? Like they're already making billions of dollars. Why would they put in more effort to just make billions more? Because it sounds stupid, but it's a privately owned company. Gabe already has swimming pools full of money. He doesn't need more money. They don't. The whole idea there is if they can make billions by just doing what they're doing now, why do more? Like honestly, why do more? They don't need to.
Couldn't the employees make more then?
But at the same time, like, why would you have the employees work on this when the Steam market is still generating them a shitload of money? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, this game is more popular now than it's ever been, right?
Yeah.
So with the limited amount of effort they put in, we're still all lapping it up and we're still loving it. And it's because all the other people creating games out there are just creating things for fucking kids that last, have the shelf life of about 4 years. Or if you're like Activision, you put out an $80 game every year, so that's how you're going to generate. Valve with this, they update it incrementally. They've given us the best version of Counter-Strike that we've ever had. The thing is, we want more because we see the potential that this has.
True.
We know how absolutely amazing this could be if they cared just a little bit more, if they put in just a little bit more effort. We know how massive Counter-Strike could be if we tried to appeal, if we advertised, if we added all these little bits and pieces. But if you're Valve, why put in more effort if you're still making billions? Who gives a fuck?
Billions on billions.
And that,
So, like, the thing is,
ladies
like-
and gentlemen, ends my TED Talk.
A resident sleeper, Chad? Or Sean? That's super loud. Super impressively loud.
I'm not sure if it's like the baby keeping Sean up or the Sean just like not letting the baby sleep. That's how it plays out.
You throwing
Don't
kids
talk
around
about
here.
Trace that way.
Can we get some questions from viewers, you think?
Probably. What would be the odds we log into Twitch chat and see what they're saying? Because good God almighty.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Oh God.
Fine.
Let's see what Twitch chat's saying right now.
Someone said, the people are saying that the coach... people think that the coach's name is pronounced like Gary.
Yeah.
Or like
Goohee.
Goohee?
Goohee is what
Goohee?
someone said to me.
Yeah.
Said to me.
So, or like Gary. There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to pronounce it like that.
All right, just say the coach.
Yeah, the coach. Isn't there a player from Brazil called Coach or Coachy?
He's Portuguese, but yeah.
Ah, well, they speak in the same language.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he was the coach for either Sharks or Daytona or like one of the Brazilian teams at one point. Like one of the Brazilian teams that went to Portugal and stayed there.
Resident sleepers. Oh, my God.
But yeah, we're back into the game.
We are. It's true. 2v2. Got some weapons out. Some Galeals. Good old time with the Galil. Are you glad the Galeal's back, Sean?
Was it ever here? It just arrived.
It really did.
Yeah, you have like a hatred for the Galil, don't you?
It's going to be insane in 2020. I swear.
Yeah, but you're still not going to use it.
Once these teams figure out this new meta, the Galil and Famasser is going to be so OP. They haven't figured it out yet.
I'm kind of saddened that they didn't really, like when they went to buff the FAMAS, that they didn't actually go about the way of using buffing the burst fire significantly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
why
Instead
did
of
they
like
not
they
do
could
that?
they could just leave the automatic thing just to be like a wild carousel ride. You know, like it's kind of like using the Glock burst right now. You know, it's just a complete
waste
gamble.
of time.
Yeah, exactly. But why couldn't they just sort out the burst? Because that's what makes the weapon unique.
I think the thing is, if you looked at it, I think it was Blair who I was talking to about it, or I saw a tweet from him about it. I'm not sure exactly, saying that if you burst the FAMAS, if you buff the FAMAS burst fire,
Yeah.
that would be like a way that the CTs could fight against SGs and Kriegs on like the force-up rounds, because you can play more like passively with that burst fire, right?
Yeah.
Because people don't remember burst. Well, some people do, but go and watch.
Sneal.
Yeah, go watch Sneal,
Sneal.
like a 1.6 movie of a play called Sneal with the burst fire FAMAS. The guy's an absolute god with it. I'm not saying
He would buy it on like full gun rounds.
Yeah, it
instead
was
of the M4.
wild.
Yeah.
And that burst fire, right? Like it was a risk to use it because there was a delay between the shots, right? But if you could use it efficiently, it was almost like tapping.
You could one burst someone.
Yeah. And that was
With
like
the FAMAS,
that. You could play passive angles with that. You could take long range duels. It meant the gun was a bit more functional. And obviously here we're all about choice. So giving people more choices, that's important.
It's true. Speaking of choices, wasn't a lot of Furia choices here. Had to buy themselves some deals.
Yeah, they got the force port.
A
Not
little
the
bit of
start they
utility.
wanted.
Oh, that's such a late smoke coming down. I like that. Mid-round aggression smoke, but just
Well,
faking the
fake, yeah.
presence. That's clever.
So what did you guys see the most out of VP that impressed you in the Mouseboard series? And I'm assuming most of the positives are going to come from Vertigo.
I think that their like structure with the executes, right, was the key. But that was what you would expect with this type of team. They have plenty of time to do those dry runs and everything.
Yeah.
There we go. I can hear the audio now. This is quite nice. Vertigo was a weird one though. I think the snacks with a couple of the flanks on that map were key to them being able to win it. But yeah, I think it's just how much. Not how much. I think it's the fact that they are a relatively well-drilled team. It's just we don't see them at this level of Counter-Strike too often.
That's right. See him probably like opens. A couple DreamHack opens here and there.
At best. I'm
Yeah.
really trying to struggle. Like, what was
They
the last?
really haven't even been at many DreamHack opens.
Yeah, I'm trying to
which
think
is
like what
weird.
was the last offline event. Then like the one I remember is like V4.
Yeah.
That's quite a while ago.
Yeah, they played in some of those online ECS Cups. I think they made it to the finals of one that I was at.
But is that the one of those where all the other teams are off traveling to tournaments, and that's why they make it to the finals?
I think they played like decent teams. They were playing like Avantgarde.
All right.
Yeah, they're playing pretty good teams.
Boom. See ya. Also see ya.
Ooh.
All right, pretty clean and easy mop up for VP. This was Furia's map pick, right? Because it was VP
Yeah.
who picked into Nuke.
Yeah.
A little bit of a worry.
I just want to say I had the Thanksgiving sandwich earlier.
How was it?
It was delightful.
Had that cranberry on it.
Cranberry, it's a little hidden mayonnaise in there. It wasn't bad.
Just like DJ had some too. There you go.
I think DJ's going dress shopping right now.
Indeed.
I have a picture of you from the last Summit Hot War with the hot dog costume on.
Dude, there's a lot of photos for me
Ooh.
from last
Oh.
summit that's not ideal for public
Snatchy
consumption.
getting
Look at that. Turning on a dime, trying to get out connector, trying to get a fight going. Not gonna happen.
Oof. The 3 stars left for Furia. Snatchy, super aware.
It's quick with it, man. 5 HP though. 2 ops left in the round here for Virtus.pro. Make of that just 1. The snacks, the apples, all that good stuff.
Oh, look what the bomb is. That is a fail.
It's awkward, man.
It's all part of the plan. Don't worry about it.
Plenty of time.
You think he ends up going B?
Nah, he'll end up going A.
Yeah? Like Yuri shows presence on A, try to sell Snacks, or do you think it's more likely that Snacks just wants to save at this point?
They have to think he's either Cat or CT right now. Like, he could have lurked actually into the A site in their minds. So, yeah, the bomb coming up A ramp has to be super careful right now, I feel like.
Well, there's no reason for him to go for the open plan, honestly, even with the jungle position, because they don't have cat control.
Yeah. I don't know where he's going to plant for, actually. He might plant triple or front default.
It's actually kind of weird because they didn't get CT control.
Oh, this is so weird.
Oh, yeah.
Well, timing.
Oh, it's going to work out.
Oh. Well, here you have it. Quesarado and Snacks, 1v1. Both with an AK in hand. Quite a few nades to work with there for Snacks. He's going to go for the spam. Lands just a few shots there on the Quesarado. 75 HP.
Did he fake the jump
Grenade
there?
out.
Yeah, he
Not
did.
going to happen.
Yikes.
That was cheeky.
That was. I don't. Did Snacks hear it? Because he
I
had
would
his
imagine,
nade
like, he's
prime,
close
but, like,
enough. Yeah.
What is he even going to nade?
I don't know what he was planning to nade. I thought for a second like he was going to pull up a smoke to smoke off bomb just to.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think
force a
Snacks
move.
heard the fake draw.
That could be. Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense because like if you're trying to nade for default or something, then I don't know. Well, I guess he never got confirmation that he heard a player on stairs or something. Yeah.
Dude, when Snacks was on the couch, by the way, I felt like, you know those pictures of like, who is it, like Shaq and Kevin Hart?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it felt.
You're just getting trounced.
Yeah. Just getting dwarfed out here on the couch. It's like, okay. Not a full human.
I mean, you
Mentally
still.
Oh
Yeah,
dear,
cool.
this is the quick play through mid, right? This is something that Furia's been doing a lot of, right? They do all the mid smokes, they jump a guy through window. Oh my god, art. Oh dear.
Oh, no. Oh,
This should still be their round to win, though, right? Like the low on the AWPer, they know that mid and everything's completely open. Snatchy's got a gap right now.
Can't they lift the bomb like outside of B apps? Just like the retrieval mission is taking so long that they don't actually get to fully utilize the fact that they open up places.
Quesarado's got some nades, though, so not the end of the world.
Let's see. He doesn't have a smoke, though. That's a bit of an oopsie. Really taking their time. Like, what are they going to do now when the Molotov fades? Okay, it does plant.
They should win this, right? Because the 2 ops. They don't,
Oh, yeah. Now they should
my
win it.
God,
he needs to
that's
get
so
the fuck out of
ballsy.
there. Yeah.
Oh, they should win it from here.
They should. Yeah, they should. But will they? There we go. So Quesarado being relatively impactful in the last 2 rounds.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me? PHR and Snatchy playing together on Ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that Ago roster, I think it was like DreamHack Valencia last year. They started to look a little bit.
Furlan.
Was that Tao
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in-game leading.
or Toao or
Yeah.
however you want to say that?
The
Who's the
one and
fifth?
only or whatever it
Groovy?
is.
Was Groovy the last?
Groovy- yeah, I think
Maybe
that
on
might be.
Ago, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. That team was looking pretty good, right?
Yeah.
They ended up being like the best ranked Polish
There was
team.
that Star Series we did where they played pretty well. Can't remember.
Was it the one in Kiev?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been like season
It was
6?
a long time ago.
Maybe season 6 or something?
6 or 5,
Yeah.
perhaps.
The
you guys
style
think-
letter events when they have all those games, right? It's like there's so many matches for teams to warm into events. It's pretty cool for like newer rosters, especially like teams who people don't know much about because they can show everything they've been working on, catch a lot of teams off guard.
Yeah, there's been some pretty wild results. I mean, one Starlighter had, what, Vegas Squadron in the finals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That was
Versus
wild.
Ents.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus Ents.
I think that, didn't that go like 5 maps as well?
I think it
The
did.
finals? Yeah, it was wild.
All right, 5 AKs.
I heard that, Sean. It's like a Demogorgon's in the room with us.
FURIA adamant about getting mid control early. Seems like Veggie's always been super interested in just peering through these smokes.
Oh. Fatal error. 2 alive. Virtus.pro.
Guys, I feel like the energy's really dipped here. Can I get anyone a monster? You
Yeah.
guys want anything? I'm really mobile right now. I don't have a headset on. I can bring beverages. I can bring anything required.
I feel like when I watch Furia, you know how you saw Quesarado like go across the firebox?
I'll take a green monster if you
That's
can.
green
that
monster.
kind of stuff is what keeps them out of consistently being, in the top 7 or 8 teams.
Yeah.
Like small decisions like that in the late part of rounds.
It's like one of the things that makes them terrifying is also one of their biggest weaknesses.
Yeah. Like
This is that they just
they're
don't know.
just
They don't have an
fearless.
off switch
Yeah.
at times.
Oh, the original green.
Oh, it's not good enough
Sorry,
for
man,
Trace. All right.
Thought I didn't even know that existed, to be honest. I didn't know that was the actual flavor. Thank you, though. Monster. Love you. Mean it.
So how high of a hope do we have for Furia's coach here to just perform in game? Obviously, like that's a pretty awful kind of situation
Yeah.
to be in if you're obviously not an active player to have to play like this. You're never going to be fully prepared for it.
Yeah, I think I don't think he'll necessarily like completely shit the bed or anything like that. He's been a pro, and I think it's a lot different, playing against VP in comparison to playing like a Stralis or Liquid or EG, who
Yeah,
has a bit better utility usage.
Yeah, you get like 0 wiggle room. and you're
Yeah,
just-
so you would get no fair fights.
Guys, Aleksi's here. I don't know if he wants to come and give
Oh,
some
yeah.
of his thoughts. You wanna
Oh.
jump on?
Oh, you're just kind of standing there.
Yeah. You want to sit here or you can jump there with the mic. It's up to you. Whatever works.
got the microphone ready.
Because I think right now, the early stages of this game, it would be good to kind of... it's Sean's baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can hold it if you want. Just
You can
don't
hold
throw
it. You can
Yeah.
throw it. Like
Oh, Lord.
oh, VP's been getting a lot of knives in here.
Yeah.
Just we talked about holding weight.
Hello?
You get knifed.
There we are.
What type of teams have you guys been practicing against? Like since... ooh, he's
got
got the
the baby,
baby
yeah.
man now. This is wonderful news. Do you practice against VP online much?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait.
I can't hear him yet.
Oh, we need to turn his mic on?
Try. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right. Now we got, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone playing at home. AleksiB of OG fame now on the couch, joining us here live and direct. So what type of teams were you practicing when you guys were boot camping? Because you guys just spent some time in Poland, right?
Yeah. We we practiced many teams. I mean, from tier 3 to tier 1. But we didn't practice, for example, a Virtus.pro. FURIA we did. Obviously, they're playing with their coach now, right? Yeah.
How was FURIA in practice? They look fearless
Really
in matches. Yeah, that's what I knew you were gonna say. I was like, I can't imagine what it's like to scrim against those guys.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about that? Because this is like a thing that's, I guess from back in the Immortals days and everything, teams eventually got tired of practicing versus Immortals, like especially on maps like Cobble, because they would straight up just rush B every round. Which, to be fair, they kind of translated and did that exact thing in official games as well to great success. But how do you guys feel, especially when you're a pretty new team, playing against hyper-aggressive teams in practice? Do you feel like it's annoying because you don't necessarily get to run what you practice, or are you just constantly being on the fly?
I like it a lot because I think it creates the fundamentals really well.
Yep.
When you play against hyper-aggro teams, like in ENCE, like we like to play teams like FURIA because we played so many practices against people who play really aggro. And I feel like the start of the rounds, we were so good. So right now I like to practice against these kind of teams because in one practice you can already go like through 3 or 4 rounds, which needs to be fixed because you can lose a round in 10 seconds against these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you learn how to hold places on defaults, like different angles.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas like initially when you go in a server, you might overlook some of those things. So by the time you go through practice, you know, you iron out all those kinks, and your defaults are legit.
Yeah,
Protocols on point.
Protocols on point.
Woo.
So what's kind of been like the main focus with the OG roster? Is it just doing that, like the fundamentals, like the same like kind of base as you had when you built it all up with ENCE?
Yeah, pretty much because of course like all of us have different backgrounds. It's the first time I'm creating an international offer, international
Roster.
what is it called, roster? Yeah, with Nathan, and we both know like how to build the team kind of. But it's a long process, and if we go straight into like something else and not create the fundamentals, like we're gonna do it the wrong way, in my opinion. So we just have to figure out the like just the #1 priorities in the team, and like this match against Mousepurse, I think it was really good, and I'm glad how shit. Take a look at this.
That's
crazy.
so
Yeah.
sick. Oh shit.
What the fuck?
That's
is
so
We went through
sick.
3 songs.
That's pretty wild, ain't it?
Yeah. But
Holy fuck, that was so sick.
yeah.
What do you learn from that in practice? Like,
Stay
really
away
count
from
for
that
that.
smoke.
They probably don't run that in practice. They
don't
probably
know.
know that that's going to
That's
work.
really sick.
I would never run that in practice.
So, Alexi, I have a question for you. What is something that you took away from your time in ENCE, maybe inside of the server, outside of the server? What is something that you took away from that as like a learning experience?
Well, I pretty much try to like get everything I can, but obviously like with different players, like for example Mantu at the moment in our team, like he's playing a role like the APRO role, and he's like trying to get the grasp of it like fully. And of course we need to guide him, and for example in ENCE we had Alu, who's really like one of the most experienced AWP players, so of course it's not gonna be the same, but we're just trying to create like good fundamentals for him to do like what he likes to do, and like play for the best of his ability. You know, he likes to be really explosive, really aggro.
So does he call what he's going to do in rounds, or do you call what he's going to do in rounds?
Both things. I mean, like at the moment, he's like, I feel like he's a bit nervous still because like obviously it's his first like kind of big LAN. Like he has played on LAN with attacks. I don't know, some pretty like smaller LANs.
Yeah.
But it's like, of course he's probably a bit afraid to do mistakes, so to say. So, but we just have to get him comfortable, and he can be really sick when he's feeling it.
One thing that I've wondered about, and it's like goes for many teams, but how does this kind of a project start up? Like, how do you get in contact? Because there's not necessarily any sort of like connection between you or NBK or Vald, like all those kind of players, because you've obviously never played in a team before in the past. You're not from the same region, so like, how did that all start?
I mean, I think a lot of this team, like we went on talking about like how are people not necessarily in real life, but the way people are kind of.
Yeah.
So we liked like I like Valdes like attitude towards the game and everything. Like I think that's pretty straightforward to say that he's really sick.
Yeah.
So for me, I just wanted people who is eager to learn and like gives everything to the game pretty much. And as for Issa, I think like I really like the guy, and I really feel like many teams, and especially like international teams, need a guy like him. So it's just a guy who's like funny all around, and like if people are feeling down, like he's gonna cheer them up. You know what I mean?
Uplifting type
Yeah.
of.
So like to me, like I want to work with people who are like who want to learn about from mistakes, who want to just like every time play better and better. And I think with this team, like how the people are and how we were like with this loss, even like
Sure.
we didn't play too good in Mirage in my opinion, but on Dust 2 we did. But I mean, I think we have the right approach, but we just have to stick through it, because obviously like it's way too early this tournament.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is the tournament that we should play because it's pretty chill.
Yeah.
There's no crowd.
You get your practice room.
Yeah, for sure. Like everything is good about this tournament, and the good thing is like we got the first games out of our way. So let's say that our first tournament would have been in January or February.
Yeah.
It would have like created
have
a
the
lot more
nerves.
like nerves.
Yeah.
Because we saw in Mirage like some simple things, like we were exploding out of A, and people are too scared to take the room we're being given. Like they play retake
Yeah.
on A, but we still don't get the room, you know what I mean? So in practice it's really easy to do and really easy to talk about, but we really have to do it on officials.
Yeah, I think I saw a lot of rounds you guys opened up really well. You guys have very good like early round setups and movement around the map.
Yeah.
And then it just looked like confusion would happen in like 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s, and someone would die where they shouldn't. Like very quickly, just not really thinking, just immediately kind of going into a play. But I think that's all stuff that gets ironed out over time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the best kind of practice is obviously like playing in
Yeah.
an official setting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
that's
guys nervous at all that you're a new team, you're like kind of off the circuit, like how
Yeah.
like to
I mean-
grind your way up? I mean,
Uh-huh.
Nathan did it with Vitality.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
with Vitality, he's
and
got
then
a
you
taste
guys
of that.
did it with Ents
Yeah.
like after the major, so you guys have both kind of done it.
Yeah, to be honest, like I'm not afraid at all. Like if we get invited to something, then yeah, sure, great. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're here. But I'm ready to go the long road, because like
Yeah.
obviously you like if you start a project like this, you have to like face it. So like I'm open about it. Like I want to play everything we can and just go the hard route, because going the hard route always like you're open to like more mistakes and like fixing a lot of stuff, instead of like going straight to tournaments and your basic things are gonna fall apart eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about like the long journey in that sense,
Yeah.
not just like jumping to the end game right away.
And that's a story for life. Learning lessons here by Halp.
life experience is all about that. So yeah, now obviously like with Fury playing with a coach and everything, would you favor VP, even though you haven't practiced them, but you might have caught how they play versus Virtus.pro and everything? Think
Yeah,
they should be favorites for both maps?
I like how FURIA plays Mirage, but I think it's a huge thing that they're playing with the coach right now.
Yeah.
So I would give VP the edge on both maps, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if FURIA are hitting their shots on CT side, it's really annoying to play against. So we'll see when the hulls flip.
What are your thoughts as like an in-game leader about all the recent economy changes and the Galil FAMAS buffs?
We're just talking about it yesterday. We were playing practice here,
Yeah.
and it's so sick that you win the pistol and you feel even more uncomfortable. Like really, it's so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
The buys are so ridiculous now on T side if you get a plant and lose.
Oh yeah. Do you feel like there's a obviously like what happens in practice is kind of like a, let's say, like an early warning of what's about to happen in
Yeah,
officials in terms of meta and everything. Have you felt like any sort of leaning trend from teams to, I guess, buy up more earlier, like use more Galils than they do AKs, or simply just force buy more than what we're seeing in officials?
Yeah, especially on practice, I feel like if people have even the slightest chance of buying, they will buy.
Oh, okay.
But on officials, I see some people save up, and I think it's for the sake of like practice and officials. Like people don't worry about practice too much, and they just keep buying and stuff. But
do you see that being like a potential change for, let's say, like 4 months from now, that's how it's just going to be played out in officials too?
Probably, yeah, because I think there's so many rounds. Like for example, on here, like when we played against Mouse, like we knew that if we win one round, they're gonna be like their economy is broke.
Yeah.
So that's just like sometimes you just keep buying because of that fact. But
Yeah.
yeah, obviously sometimes different.
So I hate to interrupt the party here, but we did reach halftime. Just a quick synopsis. We've got an 8-7 half. VP find themselves in the lead. It looks like a pretty good game out of Snatchy so far for just reading the stat lines. But also, you know what time it is, Sean?
It's time for a halftime break, no?
It is that. It is exactly that. We'll be right back. Beyond the Summit. Stay tuned. Okay.
Wait.
That was Sean Gares.
Resident
everyone.
DJ.
Well, we haven't played the music the whole time through, so
Yeah, that's
why
all.
it's always on standby.
It's always
Yeah.
his mouth making those
8-7
noises.
half,
Yeah.
split down the middle. Some cool things coming up from Furia here, but let's get into the nitty and the gritty. Ents have had their fucking opportunity to be on the mic and do as many interviews as possible talking shit about AleksiB. AleksiB, you've got the microphone now, and they're nowhere to be seen.
How
So,
the
mate,
tables turn.
what do you want to say about those motherfuckers?
Motherfuckers.
I don't want to, like, to be honest, like, I've gotten so many questions and interview, like, questions and the Finnish media being all over me. Like, I have to say something, but to be honest, like, whatever I say, I just create something more. So, to be honest, like, when I got asked this question for the Finnish media, I just answered them that, to be honest, like, we finally got the org, we finally got, like, everything solved. So to be honest, like, I just wanna leave all of it in the past and don't really wanna speak about it, like, about anything. Of course, if something is being said about me or something like this, then I'm gonna answer. But for me, like, I don't wanna speak
The
about.
road less traveled.
He is-
than
I was about to say,
usual.
You are
that's
much
way
more
too
mature.
adult.
The road less traveled, the high road.
Much more mature than I, Alexi, so that's a good answer.
Yeah, Alexi, they're trying to get you to snitch, man. They want you to snitch on your friends.
X7, you better check your 6, boy.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Alu. No, I understand.
then-
I get that. And props to you, man. Like that.
Yeah.
That is a.
That's a good
different
attitude
That's
to
a
have.
approach.
That'll
That's a
get you
very
much
good
further in life
That's
than
a-
being resentful and spite-filled like me.
That's a mature attitude. To
Oh,
have.
they check this again. Take it.
Oh.
Just hold it down. Hold still.
Oh, he's got so little time as well. You don't need to peek this Furia?
I love
Okay.
it. I love it,
Ooh.
though.
Just keep
Why
peeking.
not? Just fine.
That makes me, like, uneasy inside.
All right, what do we got? Mihu on 6 frags. He might need to activate here on the T side.
Yeah, they're gonna need him. He was shooting basketballs earlier.
Did we
Maybe
mention the
that's-
Betway odds before?
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
Okay, well, here's the Betway odds on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, Furia, they are the
Wow.
favorites in this one.
Big
Even with the
favorites.
standard
Yeah.
of the coach,
Tied
Gary.
8-8. Huge favorites.
And also make sure you're gambling responsibly if you do that stuff.
If you do have a problem with gambling, there's multiple hotlines that you can
Several
head over to.
hotlines.
Yep.
In
Yes.
fact, pull up one right now.
Here's the thing. If you bet, especially with skins, you little fucking scumbags, and you lose, it's not the player's fault. They're out here to win. You know, they're competitors. You know what they want to do? They want to get the W on the board. You know what feels worse than anything? Losing. Losing fucking sucks.
You know what feels worse than losing, Chad? Losing and then hearing shit
Yeah.
Oh,
Just throwing it.
Yeah, that feels pretty good too.
from the betters.
All right, well, VP are going for a full eco this time round, so
not a force
we'll be going for
fire.
the gun round in the following.
That is, if you're an American or in North America, 1-800-522-4700.
What about Canada, Trace?
National Helpline Council on Problem Gambling. For Canada, you know,
You're kind of on your own.
they do have Google.ca there. So you can use that to also find the phone number that you need.
What? While we got
Yes.
Alexi here, what do you reckon about Vertigo?
Oh, I don't like it.
Okay.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
like it at all.
What about
But,
the new cash?
I mean, I would much rather play it, but not sure what's gonna happen with the map and which map is going to be replaced or anything.
Yeah.
Like, not sure.
Do we think New Cash is going to be in for Rio?
It would no. No.
Too soon?
It maybe not, but they'd have to do it. They'd have to do it in January or February, right?
Yeah,
They
like
couldn't
over New
wait.
Year's, right?
Because you can't have the first tournaments of the year not using the same map
Well,
pool as the
you,
major.
you
right?
say they can't, but
I know they've done it a bunch of times. It
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense.
Imagine a world where Valve wait until the last tournament of the year and then release update. Or
Right
just
before
say,
the
like,
major,
this is right in
We're
the
going to
flavor.
play
New cycle,
a
new
hostage
season.
map.
Yeah.
But after what Epicenter next week and the Maltese, the European Championship, after those two events are over, that's it, right? So
Yeah.
Valve have a lot of opportunities to make those changes if they want.
Right before their holiday break as well, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Well, they need to obviously set time to remove the sweaters from the chickens.
That's true.
And you know the.
No, but here's the thing: if they leave them in Halvor, they'll be ready for next year.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's kinda
efficiency.
Like
Leave the
leaving up
lights
on your
up.
house.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Leave the lights
Yuri.
up on the house.
Good stuff there from Yuri. 3, can't find 4, but he's done plenty in this round.
It wasn't pretty, but Art did get one.
2v1, huh?
Winnable.
Oh, dear.
Flank coming in.
Ooh,
One
this
on
is a nice
one.
move.
Oh, he actually got past the corner. Oh wait, did he
Did
see
he
shoulder?
see?
He
Did he
definitely
see the
saw it.
leg?
Oh, he saw shoulder.
Betty all.
Yeah, no, this feels like a T win.
He gets this kill, he can go B.
He can.
Oh.
But
Famas, man.
You need that kill first. That is the
Yeah.
Yeah,
first
Gary the coach fucking swinging on out.
step. Swinging it.
But
Gary, not afraid to swing.
If Cash comes in, then which map is gonna go out?
Mirage.
I'm thinking train.
I would
I
hedge. I'd say
I think
80% likely Mirage goes out.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm leaning Mirage too.
Mirage is looking at a facelift, like
Yeah.
visual facelift, more than anything, like not actually having design changes.
Yeah, not
I
design
think
changes.
train actually could do for a bit of a redo. I think train is pretty stale, honestly.
We could invert the doors on Dust 2. On B.
That would be good fun as well.
That could be just a quick hot fix. Could be something very
I
simple.
wonder why they haven't even like. Oh, I guess they just don't care. Like, what do you
That's
think?
usually the answer, isn't it?
What do you think about the B bomb site on
Ooh,
Dust
missed
2,
volley.
Because I think that it's so one. Like, as soon as you get it as a T, if you find yourself in like a 2v3 or like a 3v4, those rounds are so winnable. Like, the retake is really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that all. Like the fact that sometimes, like on practice even, so many people are spamming the doors with Krieg at the moment, and I got so many kills at the round start with the
Really?
Krieg. Yeah, it's
Really?
insane.
That one tap potential.
Because yeah,
Like,
I think
I'm calling it already. Check the next Dust 2 game that's coming up. Like somebody's gotta get a kill with the Krieg.
Because we did like a little demo. Some guy made a map based off like a bunch of feedback I had
Yeah.
online and like talking to Sean about it and stuff.
Sponge.
Yeah, and what they did was they overlapped the mid doors, so like you could still, if you played like CT side, you could still like see back a cat with the AWP and stuff, but they couldn't see you cross. And the other change we made was
Did you have the 1.6 gap, like little triangle? at the
nah,
top?
there was just no gap at all.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing was turning the B doors around the other way. So if you wanted to play like a retake B setup, you could have like an AWPer like B hill, watching like tunnels, and then like guys close mid doors and shit. And it like obviously we'd need to play it, see how it feels, but
There's
it'd be a bit more flexible.
Catwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little room in
Yeah.
Catwalk was quite nice. That little addition he made.
There's definitely room for improvement on Dust 2. I think one of the things they might be worried about is the fact that the map is just such a classic.
Yeah, but those aren't massive changes,
They
right?
took Dust 2 out the map pool.
They took it out, but they didn't actually like fundamentally change it.
It was gone for so long.
Oh yeah,
It was gone for like, how long was Dust 2 out of the pool?
Like
over a year.
Yeah, it was like a year. And that was when Dust 2 was at its height.
Yeah.
It was like everyone
Did you
just
miss it?
associated
But
CSGO with
Dust 2 was
2.
just played out then like Mirage is played out now,
Yeah.
you know?
That's what makes me think they could take Mirage out.
Yeah.
See, the one thing that has me leaning against it is because they've already touched it.
Yeah.
That was the first map they redid.
Yeah,
Or
but
the first map
they've
they
done Train.
Valvified, right?
They've done Train.
They did Inferno.
They
Right.
did Inferno.
Inferno's really recent.
They've done Dust 2.
like a Valve time.
Yeah.
Keisha's just been redone.
They've redone Cobblestone
It'd
multiple
have
times
to
now.
start going back through the overpasses next, right? So
I feel, well, Overpass, I mean, they kind of
But
did
even
a
when
ton
they
of improvements,
redo
right?
maps, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to put it back in the pool. Like Cobble, they
Yeah.
never put that
Yeah.
back in the pool.
but they fucked that map up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so
It's-
worse
It's
than it
rough,
was.
man. That A site right now on Cobble is garbage.
It was like going into a barbershop and being like, I'll just have a little bit off, and then they just...
lawnmower over the top of your head.
I like that map because like you could come up with really nerdy executes. Like that's what I liked about
Yeah.
it. You could do a lot of like geek work, but
You could allow for that on a lot of maps, though, if you open up skyboxes.
sure.
I would like to see...
Oh, Gary!
Damn!
Oh, shit.
The coach!
Damn.
Oh, it's got
How about that,
That's
boys?
impressive.
Far out.
Can't believe y'all sleeping on Gary.
Show us
Yeah.
that one in slow mo.
Damn, son.
That was nice.
Look at the odds.
I was about to
just-
say, yeah, this is where it gets difficult because like the coach on the CT side, they can isolate him when he's retaking. You know, he's not going to be able to have as much impact.
Yeah,
and
don't
he
want to
just
put
doesn't
him in
wanna
a corner. Don't want to put him in a corner.
do. Oh. Well, he doesn't only have 9 kills, but that's impact right there. That's what we're looking for.
That's a big impact.
Furia's in a pretty good spot. They can buy even if they were to lose this round.
It's like the one upside of playing CT. Pretty much, it feels like in this economy. Like that's a dream spot. This is as good as it's gonna get. Because you know you're just going up against AKs and Creeks for the rest of the half. Oh, as long as there's a bomb plant.
Early window boost. The Renegades.
Yeah, they got so rattled. I think Renegades are another... like, they didn't even play that many tournaments towards the tail end of the year.
Damn it. I called them Renegades instead of
100
100
Thieves
Thieves.
Renegades.
Well, to be fair,
damn
when they
it.
started doing that, that was Renegades.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like their last showing at EPL was fucking weak.
Well, they weren't too happy about it either. Spoke to Jacob, and he was definitely not satisfied with his own performance.
They didn't play their own game on Mirage at all against Fnatic. I was like, what the fuck?
They
are
played
doing?
alright at Beijing.
Beijing and they
Yeah.
had the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
think there
that-
were some circumstances that made them not necessarily being fully there.
That's a team, like, organization, though, that, fuck, you want to be a part of, right? Like,
Yeah.
that one right there. Oh, all right. They're getting excited, Furia. They're loving it.
The pizza roll sponsor.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's kind of legit.
We should see if we can get some of that Issa energy on the couch. What's he doing right now? Oh, you get a practicing, don't you? Yeah, fuck. Here he is. Issa,
Oh.
come jump in.
He's made eye contact. Now it's too late to run.
Doing.
We got a seat for you. Sit here.
See.
Sweet. Hey, man, what's good?
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're live.
Good.
We are here.
Well,
So,
it feels weird sitting here. It's like sitting at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good, man.
it's kind of, yeah,
Pinky up.
it's exactly what it is, actually.
What AleksiB has been flaming me behind my
Yeah, he's been.
He's been taking basically
What?
shots at
Yeah.
all of you.
expected.
yeah.
Toxic again.
Yeah, I didn't really want to say it when you came over here, but
You know, got to keep it real.
Yeah.
No, don't worry, bro. I know him. I know. He's flaming me all the time.
yeah.
Wow,
You can tell
he's-
the practice environment over at OG is just like in a prime state, really where it needs to be.
But to do you some justice there, Alexi, he definitely said some nice things about you.
I don't think so.
I mean, the one thing that I
I
caught
don't
on,
believe even if I listen.
he
I
said
don't
you were a
believe-
funny dude.
Yeah, you're
think
you're
so?
like the guy who keeps everybody like up,
Happy,
like
morale.
happy. Yeah.
You're the morale officer of the team.
Oh, you said this, bro?
Yes.
What? You didn't say I'm strong player?
He said that about everyone else, I think. Though. No, so how are you feeling about the new team coming together? Happy about how everything's looking so far with practice and everything?
To be honest, after the last rough year I had in Char, I needed break, like at least 4 months, and I got it to clear my mind up.
Mm.
After that, I got a lot of offers, but I didn't decide any of them because I was not sure about what road I want to take. Like,
Yeah.
I really didn't know what's because I want to be in the in my top again, and I want to use my potential again because I know myself. So I didn't want to grind from the bottom and go with the random team, you know, or
Yeah.
some tier 2, tier 3 team. And so when NBK actually contacted me and told me about the project, I think it was like. I know myself that I was comfortable if I go with them, especially because I know AleksiB was in that roster, and I wanted a leader like AleksiB to lead me, you know. And I feel when we started, and for me, I can pretty much, I'm so social guy, so I can know personality, I can joke around and etc. So when I know them and we started to practice a lot, they are pretty nice guy, especially like AleksiB. He's a really cool guy. He's calm in situations. Like even if we do a lot of mistakes over peak, he just calm and he discuss stuff. If like for example I have my opinion on something, he listens to me, you know. And this is something that I respect him for.
Yeah.
Been told to move this closer
Yeah.
to Simon.
And for Valdi, of course, he's kind of a guy who I enjoy playing with because he's a really good player, and he's playing like with me most of the sides, I would say. So he's so calm, like everyone in the team is calm and we have really good communication, but we need to fix it up. So I'm the guy who I like to cheer everyone up when they are down. NBK is the guy who have anchor bomb sides, B sides. He have really bad role. He's sacrificing for the team. Yeah, but like nobody knows it, you know.
Yeah.
He's doing all the dirty stuff, and he's giving his best to the team. Him and AleksiB are the main like factors how our team gonna be like built. So they are doing really hard work, and I'm pretty sure we need a few months until we see like we do our full potential. Because right now, like even our individual, like as a players, like even if we are shooting good, if we have good aim, we are not on our best like potential right now because our teamwork have some, you know, tactics. We have to go through all maps.
How much practice did you guys get before this? How much practice? Like how long?
It's not much.
Not
I
much.
think like in total, how much? 1 month, bro? In total.
Yeah, 1 month, but I think less than that. One
Yeah.
of them being the boot camp.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's like 6 maps we have to grind through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we knew that we were going into Summit, so we just had to have bases on all the maps. So usually,
Yeah.
if you start a new team, you're not gonna go through the 6 maps in the first few weeks.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
probably
like
going to be
that's
like
a question
3.
I used to get a lot, but that's such a random question because you don't normally piece together a team like you guys did. Typically, you know, like people are added to rosters and things change.
Yeah.
How
Pick
did you
apart.
guys approach all the maps? Did you guys do like one a day kind of thing, or like 1, 2 per week? How did you, or did you just try to do them all at once?
No, we did it something like going through 2 maps in 2
Yeah.
days, like just the basic things.
Yeah.
Then we practiced, and along the way fixing things like either after practice or the next day. And in like 1 week we went through 4 maps. Then we picked up the last 2.
Yeah.
But obviously it's just like the most basic things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And till now, like just before we left here, just like one of the last days, we changed positions on 2 maps. So
Yeah.
it's just like still so new to us,
Yeah.
that what our strengths are as individuals and how we like to play as CT or T. So right now everything is just really basic, and we try to keep it straightforward so people don't get confused. But we'll see how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel much more comfortable after today, and after watching the Nemo like there on the dust too,
Yeah.
just bashing my head in how we lost those anti-ecos
Yeah.
and
should
the
have won.
and where
100%.
Frozen was on pit. I mean, it was a really good call for them, but just inexperience for us not to check it and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So how do you go about, like, obviously because like Sean mentioned, you're kind of 5 individual players has been put together in
Yeah.
a, I guess, not very, I guess, authentic way, or not very like in a
Yeah.
common way. How do you actually choose what map you don't play? Because you come from so many different teams that
Yeah.
you probably had like different perma-vetoes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some of you might be completely unfamiliar with certain maps in terms of how you play at a pro level.
Yeah.
Is that like you just get to make the chief decisions? It's like, we're not playing this map, or is it just like a democracy in that sense?
I mean, both ways, but I mean, I don't think we had too many teams who even played Vertigo. Like, we're gonna pick it up someday, but I mean, the
To start off, yeah.
vetoes
Yeah.
have already been done, so no Vertigo in Summit.
I mean, what's good for you guys though is even so, like now Vertigo was kind of recently changed, right?
Yeah.
So all the teams that practiced it initially had to relearn the entire
That's
map.
true.
So they wasted their time.
Yeah, that's exactly one of the points why we don't want to take it. It's like we are fixing 6 maps, the basics,
Yeah.
and then suddenly a map changes.
Yeah,
So,
like if they
Anyway.
It's
changed
a
it,
variable in there.
if they
yeah.
changed it again, it would totally.
Like anyway,
fuck you
this
guys
map
up.
you cannot practice it.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking like.
It's
so
random. No, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say
They don't
whatever you
care.
want.
Yeah, well, it's really bad. Like, I don't know. It's so hard, even like for cities to retake. You know, both
Yeah.
sides. I mean, for me, when I joined the team, I told AleksiB, auto-ban this map, or I'm not playing in this team. No chance. No, it's so bad map. I mean,
Because you had a long time from Hellraisers till now, right? How long did you have off from playing?
You say 4 months?
4 months.
yeah, but
4 months.
yeah, but I was.
Were you
not
playing
right.
FPL?
Yeah, sure.
So probably not much Vertigo.
No.
I don't
Like,
Yeah.
The first thing I would type on the chat, mine is vertigo. No, really, bro. I mean, I don't know. This map, I feel is so retarded.
Yeah.
I hope they can take it off and bring cash back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't think there's any hope of like saving the map in some way? Just better to get rid of it?
No, not for me.
Okay.
No, no.
Scrap the whole
Oh,
project.
man.
Fire cell.
Yeah.
Burn
Sell,
it down.
sell.
All out.
I mean, also, I think AleksiB didn't feel this map. He said, yeah, sure, like, we are not gonna practice it now, but maybe in the future it's gonna be our pick. I told him, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing was, it was our permaban with NC.
Yeah.
And it's like such a new team, such a new map. We don't know like we don't know the map too advanced, so it's just like useless for us to pick it up straight away because the map might change in the way, and we just like we came here to like play proper, like fix mistakes, like get our first experience in.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play the 6 maps to our best potential, and we'll see what happens.
Let's say hypothetically, Valve comes in, they take Mirage out, they go fix it or whatever. At that point, you say, okay, maybe Vertigo is sticking around. Maybe then we work on it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd like to play on a team who has 7 maps and play like I think the perfect scenario would be to have one kind of permaban, but if you're playing against a team who always bans the map, that you have some kind of basics in it so you can leave it open, you know?
Yeah.
And you can even pick it if the other team has never played it or something like this, but yeah, I mean, there could be a day that we're gonna just pick up like Vertigo straight away, or then some shuffling happens with the maps.
Oh, the old bait and switch.
Yeah, this is good.
The New
So
Year's
Didn't
special.
even need to do the
Why is
bait
FURIA
yet.
playing with coach?
Henny has some like visa things.
Yeah,
He's not
Henny
coming
had
to the
visa
store?
problems.
Oh.
Yeah. So like I think it's like there's something like the visa is in processing or something like that, so he has to stay in Brazil until it's like given the green light, then he can come
Thanks,
back and then
guys.
everything's back to normal.
Are you guys all living at home, by the way?
Yeah.
So you guys just all live at home?
Yeah.
What are you guys' pings like? Like what server location you guys
We
play?
have really good, but obviously for Issa, he's used to it. Like he has the worst ping.
70, 80, something like this.
Jesus.
Is that like to German servers
Lord.
or?
I mean, Netherlands, German server.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the best ping I can get. But
Dude,
I think...
damn.
70 ping in Europe is like, I mean, that's kind of common in NA, but Jesus,
Like,
in Europe,
to be
man,
honest,
Yeah.
you don't
I
want to
would
have
say,
70 ping.
You know,
East
when
Coast,
I'm
West
playing,
Coast difference.
on practice especially, I don't like focus on the ping so much. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to play teamwork as much as I can, you know?
Mm.
No
Because-
wonder you're so
No.
happy, man. You've been mentally beaten down for so long. You have no choice.
No. Like, it's like, you know, you get used to it. You
Yeah.
just get used to it, and you know that sometimes you you will die behind you.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like, it just depends how you strafe out and keep.
Yeah.
I mean, you get used to the ping. It's not
Alright.
that big deal.
That's GG, boys.
2v1. See if Snatchy's got this in him. Or makes it out for now.
Throw that molly in there.
Oh, runs right back into
Okay.
Gary.
He
More
did.
stalkers.
16-9. That's pretty damn impressive, honestly, from Furia.
Yeah,
That was
they play
super
well.
impressive.
Yeah. You guys had a lot
That's
of
what I
faith in
told you,
VP.
man. I did have a lot of faith in VP,
Yeah.
but I also had a lot of faith in Gary.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it would come up with a... Yeah, he wouldn't, like,
I mean, yeah.
make an ass of
He's an
himself.
ex-pro, so he definitely play.
He definitely had, like, a lot of impact on the CT side
Yeah.
that set Fury
On
off
that
on the
2-on-1
right foot.
The 2-on-1 in connector where you opt the guy through the smoke.
Yeah, and I mean also
Oh,
that like
okay.
even if it's a 2v1, like where he is, I think it was him and Quesarado, right? Basically
Yeah.
stuck on opposite sides of the A site. He wins out the duel that prevents.
Okay, guys.
I think it was
We're gonna
Snacks.
leave with this, so we have practice.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe
guys.
some-
Have at
Hey,
it.
have fun, fellas.
Thanks
Have
for
fun.
Yeah,
thanks for
thank you,
joining
guys.
us.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the fans who watched us, especially in our first two games. I'm pretty sure we will make you pro in the future.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty sure guarantee right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hold him to that.
I don't care what AleksiB's been saying about him, man. He's all right.
All right, let's pause for a second, guys. Let's pause for a second here. Let's talk a little bit about Furia VP. Let's get get some closure to this one. Put this one in the dirt.
I think Furia impressed, right? Coming
Yeah.
in with their coach. We didn't know what to expect. I think Chad was kind of along the lines of there's no way they beat MIBR, with a stand-in.
Oh,
think
yeah, this event?
I feel like it's possible.
I think like they
MIBR with a new fifth.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like MIBR are going to be well drilled, right? And I
Yeah.
think the worst thing
I
for a
think
team
Fury-
that's not like fully set is to play against a disruptive team.
I say that because, those Brazilians have so much pride, man.
Oh,
that
hell yeah.
matchup is no joke. Doesn't matter if a coach is
Oh yeah, no, that could be like
Yeah.
practice, and that's
Yeah.
still going to be like, full on championship level of intensity. But I don't know. I think Fury could do well. Now they're going to go into Nuke as well. That's not a bad side for them at all. Gary showed that he can hang.
He can play.
Yeah,
It's true.
for
We saw
sure.
it.
I also think it was really
can
promising
ball.
to see Yuri as well. Yuri is locking it down under Shadow. Like even if it's like pretty much the same position every single time, like if you get 3 kills every single time, then work with it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yuri and Quesarado just put up such big numbers whenever I watch Furia play.
Yeah.
It's weird that they can't generate some kind of consistency with the lineup because I don't understand. You know, like I feel like Art could be a star player. He's a little bit inconsistent.
I think you kind of hit the point, though, with what you're saying. Like, it's that lack of off switch, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know really when to they definitely know when to press their advantage, but they don't know necessarily when to kind of give it
Like
a halt.
when things work for them, they look dominant.
Oh, yeah.
But when things aren't working, they just look so clueless, right? Like in the late rounds, and their decision making is kind of questionable.
So we go to Nuke next.
Yeah, we
That's gonna
do.
play in there or what?
They're pretty good on Nuke.
They're really good on Nuke,
Yeah,
honestly.
they're really good on Nuke. I like how Art Ops Secret plays super aggressive. You'll probably see him run through the molly on the stairs at some point.
We see it all the time now. It's like such a common CT spot. Whenever the wall of smokes comes out outside, you just have a guy sneak in behind T-Red, behind the boxes, kind of hang out there, see if you can peek towards Silo or either catch anyone actually running down towards Secret. Art is the kind of guy with an op to just walk through that.
Yeah, Yuri, you'll see like Yuri by those secret stairs a lot too.
Yeah,
Yuri is constantly aggressing outside or garage.
yeah. They're
super good.
Yeah, they're really tough
They
with
could win
their T side as well. Like the Quesarado lurk from Silo, because it's just so damn slow. Like, catches just teams off guard every single game they play.
The Quesarado clutch where he drops off.
Dude, I freaked out when I saw him drop from Silo.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. That was a 1-on-2, right?
Yeah, it's like 56 HP, drops down.
I could think of another 1-on-2 off the top of my head.
We could do that, or we could not. Or we could. It's up to you.
What do you want to do
your
instead?
Life. This is your world, Sean. What do you think? Decisions have to be made, though.
We could save it for later, I guess.
We can have an allegiance right here,
we
right now.
can talk about the pure gold keyboard to your right.
Yeah, right
here.
Oh,
yeah.
10,000 smackaroos for that bad boy.
From XBG.
We're allowed to touch
Straight up gold, yeah. You can touch
that
it.
person that would break it.
Just implodes.
He
All the keys fall off.
he said
You're allowed to touch it but not break it, which, fair enough, makes sense.
I'm going to start
is pretty
stealing
satisfying.
keys. I feel like a key alone has to be worth, like, what, $100?
Yeah.
You take one off right now?
Just take one off. Do it.
Does your
Nah,
insurance
that's cool, man.
cover this? Like, if you mess this up?
Probably not.
No?
And you know what? Probably don't even try it, just
All
in
right.
case. So, Sean, lead us in some sort of spiritual guidance here.
Well, Father Gaben has blessed us here today with this version of Counter-Strike. So many gun rounds he has blessed us with. And today we will get to see Nuke with Art opping.
We will. That's very
which
true.
is always a treat.
Yeah. But not until we've had a break. So
Yes.
that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to head to a quick break. Then we're going to be back from map number 2. We're going to try to drag some more people on the couch.
Yep.
OG had to go run off and practice. But we're pretty sure there's going to be someone
There will
lurking
be
about. Yeah.
someone.
We will recruit someone.
Anyone.
Anyone will do.
yeah.
Anyone.
If you want to come down here, jump through Twitch chat, get on the sofa
Yeah.
with us, do that, but make sure you tag Beyond the
Tweet
Summit while you're
Stunner.
doing it. Or, tag Beyond the
yeah.
Summit. Not me. I don't want to be tagged.
Yep.
All right. We'll be right
Cool.
back after this break. Don't go anywhere. More Beyond the Summit.